I'm back in high school again, and I'm not feeling very good because I have 5 minutes to go back into class and I'm craving cigarettes like crazy. I'm trying to make a decision in my mind. Oh, should I go to shopping mall or just sit in the class and suffer? So without even thinking that much, I start to run to nearest shopping mall. I get into the line, ask the cashier to give me a long parliament. She give it to me, I transfer the money and get out from this place. I was happy, finally I'm gonna light the cigarette. Yet there was a problem. All of the cigarettes in this pack were broken. Even I tried to light the broken cigarettes at this point, but it didn't give the same feeling. So I started to walk back to my high school with such sadness I got. And I stumbled upon a good friend of mine in the street. He waved at me and spotted me I'm craving cigarettes. So he pulled this pack out of his bag and gave one of my favorite, which is Lucky Strike Lemon Aroma. I end up being confused at this point because although I crave cigarettes, I don't want to go back to smoking. Yet something magical happened. While he tried to encourage me to go back, I pushed the cigarette into his face and said, "Thanks, I'm not a smoker." I go back to my class like nothing happened, but I realized my cravings were gone. I couldn't believe my eyes actually, because 5 minutes ago, I was the guy who's sweating because he craves cigarettes. But right now, I'm sitting so calmly in my chair and actually focusing on the lesson for once. I achieved this success with the power of affirmations. And since then, I never put a single cigarette in my mouth for 5 years. In this video, I'm going to give you the exact roadmap so you could become a non-smoker like me. I want you to close your eyes and start to imagine your non-smoker self. How does he look like? What type of clothes he wear? Does he smile all the time? Which perfume he uses? And so many more questions like this. You will create phrases that build up your future identity. Let's say you're a man. You stop smoking for 1 day and you want to call yourself a non-smoker. So in this situation, I want you to focus on the positive sides of quitting for 1 day. If you focus on the negative sides and say, oh, it's only 1 day, not a big deal at all, we're gonna feel we're swimming upstream and acting like an imposter to ourselves. But the truth is not like this. We are the person who stopped smoking already, whether it's 1 day or 90 days. What he must do is, he must call himself a non-smoker and give so many details about other things he wants in his life that he end up is building the future we desire. Let's say becoming a non-smoker means smelling good and looking fit to him. So first, he's gonna say, I'm a non-smoker. Second, I'm a guy who smells good. Third, I'm a guy who looks fit. If they say those 3 sentences with such belief, he's gonna form an identity in his body and mind. It will become less likely to go back to cigarettes. To show a proof to you that this method works, I want you to remember the excuses of smokers say. Whether they smoke for 2 weeks or 2 years, it feels like they made an agreement and saying same sentences all the time. They all say when they stop smoking, they become angry, it makes them relax, they enjoy lighting a cigarette, and so many more sentences. And because they said this thing so much, it kind of becomes reality because there's so many articles about smoking is the one who increases the stress. But since they believe it reduces stress, it will become reality. And the truth is, it actually reduces stress. There's a hormone called cortisol in our body, which is designed to fight against long-term stress. When we light a cigarette, this hormone starts to drop. And cortisol has an antagonist hormone, which means works opposite, called our sexual hormones. So the testosterone and the estrogen starts to increase in our blood. And short amount of time, we feel less moody and much more energetic. But after a few minutes, this whole cycle goes back. Now we have much more higher cortisol. And since we have less sexual hormones, we're gonna feel like we got punched in the face for a whole night. That's how smoking increases stress. And when it comes to dizziness feeling, there's a thing called hemoglobin in our blood, which is designed to pick the mass and carry it to alveoli. When we don't have carbon monoxide in our body, oxygen is the one who's in the mass. So it's gonna get carried to our lungs, then alveoles. But since we smoke, we have so much carbon monoxide in our body and our hemoglobin got confused. Because naturally we're not designed to have so many carbon monoxide. So it starts to pick them, carry it to our lungs, then alveoles to kick out from the body. And during this process, we feel dizzy. And that's the truth about dizziness feeling. Yet it kind of disappears after a couple of cigarettes because our hemoglobin gets used to it. To get the same feeling now, we have to smoke more. That's how most people got addicted to the cigarettes as well. I explained this 2 cycle to you very well because you have much more potential than you realize. If you watch this video so far, that shows to me you want to quit smoking and you're eligible to do that. To make this journey easier, we have our community, which we launch weekly coaching calls and so many courses to educate ourselves on this topic so we could stop smoking without any pain. This is I too, and I know you're gonna make it.